Ladies and gentlemen, how are you? My my client is about to come on here and give one of his testimonies on here. I see um uh one of my clients is about to come on here and give give one of his testimony about his situation. I'm just waiting on them to come in here. Uh, um, oh, okay. I see him. I see the new Black Wall Street. I sent you a request. Come on up to the stage. Come on up, my brother. New Black Wall Street. You got New Black Wall Street. You have to accept the invite. You have to accept the invite. He's new to Instagram, y'all. You have to accept the invite. You have to accept the invite. New Black Wall Street. You have to accept the invite. New Black Wall Street. New Black Wall Street. Please accept the invite. New Black Wall Street. I sent you an invite. New Black Wall Street. Please come up on the stage, sir. Oh yeah, here we go. Wow, man, it took me a minute to figure this out, man. All right, so I made it. Yeah, I made it. Okay. Okay. Thank you, brother Orlando. My name is Michael Hicson. Um, I met Orlando, I believe, about 10 years ago, and we've been going back and forth with information um, in law, pretty much in law and in defense of anybody that have been any kind of wrongdoing done to them. Schools. I met him at a school board meeting where they were speaking up for ills that were happening in the school system with the children. He was making a big fuss about how it should be better. And that's a story for another time. But our journey has been also been for the benefit of ourselves personally and for other people that may have been dealt with unfairly. So that has been our conversation most of the time. The last 10 years, we've been on a focus of some information that I had discovered about mortgages and about just contracts that people are in and unknowingly being manipulated and used. And I look at this as a spiritual movement because for 400 years, there's been a class of people that have been blocked from certain knowledge that could put them in a position where they could be stress free and able to live a comfortable life. Here recently, I'm a senior citizen, so I'm on a fixed income. So I was on a program where the utilities let you pay a minimum payment over an annual period. So that was working fine for me because I was on a fixed income. Lo and behold, after a few years, the contracts change, and they're telling me I got to pay full amounts for for my usage. So I try to negotiate and see how being on a fixed income, how can I be able to pay full price for my usage? And they had no answers for me. So I started getting a series of shut off notice. So I'm at a dilemma of either taking all my money and putting it towards utilities or maintaining myself with food, clothing, and shelter. So this I called Orlando. I said, man, I'm in a dilemma, man, about this because it should be a way, if I want a fixed income, that utilities could work with me so that I can have a payment that I could afford. And he said, man, I've been doing some research and I've been inspired to put together an affidavit. So I said, man, affidavit? He said, man, look, I got an affidavit of all affidavits. If you know what an affidavit is a sworn statement to what you're saying is correct, true and correct, and you plan to defend it in a court of law. So once you put an affidavit in on somebody, they have to come back and make another sworn statement that what you said is a lie. And if they perjure themselves, they're subject to prison. So an affidavit is a strong piece. So he sent me the affidavit. It was a small fee, but at that point, I probably would have paid any fee for something that could just relieve me of the stress, the situation that seems like the utilities company could care less about my situation. So he sent me the affidavit, and he gave me some instructions on how to use the affidavit. And I sent the affidavit in, and there was no response for maybe a few weeks, possibly a month, after receiving shut off notice and bills almost on a weekly basis. All of a sudden, I'm not getting no response. It was like almost a month. So at this point, Mr. Acosta told me that we need to prepare for a lawsuit. So that's another fee. So we worked out the arrangements of taking care of that. And now at this point, I'm dealing with 2 utility departments. They're not responding after the affidavit, and pretty much I'm looking at what they call is a judgment. I'm looking at a default judgment, because if you don't respond to an affidavit, it's an automatic default judgment. So that's my story. Yes. Somebody says no audio, Orlando. Was there no audio for me? Here, Orlando, he's saying he can't hear you. They probably heard me. He's saying he can't hear you. The volume or something, maybe something's not up on your side. Or they said they hear me, but they can't hear you. Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you. I don't know if anybody else can hear you. Well, just if you want me to close out with some statements and you try again, or you want to keep going? I can't hear you now. I can hear you now. Yeah. Oh, they can hear. I can't hear him. They said I can't hear him. Okay.